Oi. Oi, Gewalt. We may just have to live with the tripod and frame. I can't get it. Or I can't get this set up. Anyway. Hey, y'all. Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to go through my everyday makeup basket. I'm just going to weed some things out, talk about some of the things I've been using and loving, talk about some of the things I've been trying to finish, and maybe narrow this down a couple, put some things away. So let me go ahead and take everything out and then we'll talk about it. All right, y'all. So this is it. It feels like so much. Oh my goodness. So yeah, this is all the makeup that has been in my everyday makeup bin that I have been using constantly. So what I think I want to do is start by pulling out my base products and then cheek and eye, and we'll go from there. So the first things I want to pull out, let's push this all to the side. So I've got some space. Don't have to Okay, so I have in front of me the Exa Green color corrector. I have been dealing with massive breakouts along my jawline these last 2 weeks. This has come in very handy at kind of counteracting some of that redness. So this can stick around. And then these are the two primers that I've been really, really loving. This one is no longer available, sadly, and it is one of my favorites. This is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. It is hydrating, it is glowy, it still smells a bit citrusy and lemon-like, but just, it's gorgeous, but it is sadly discontinued along with Becca. Becca has gone the way of the dodo. Some of their products are available via Smashbox. This is not one of them. So I only have a handful of uses left in this, so I will continue mixing it with the RMS Re-Evolve Radiance Locking Primer. I don't know what is in this, but it is magic. It just smooths out my skin. It blurs any imperfections. And look, I do like this idea that the component is recyclable, but it's still so much plastic. Or not recyclable, refillable. I like that it's replaceable, but nonetheless, this just feels like a lot of plastic. But I do really like the primer. My um base look of late has been a combination of the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is newer to me, and this is fabulous. I am in shade Very Light 4, and under my eyes, even on the acne on my chin, this just covers so beautifully, seamlessly. I understand why this is a cult favorite product, and this is the first one I've ever owned. I will probably always have this concealer on hand. And then the Givenchy Prism Libre. I don't think I need to espouse on why this is such a good concealer, because it has been lauded so many times. It's just beautiful. It's evening. You don't need a lot of it. I love how big the doe foot is, but it's not an unwieldy amount of product that it carries. It's just a really lovely base product if you're looking for something to even out your skin tone. Don't need a ton of coverage, but it's also hydrating. So those are my basic base products. And then powders. So the Givenchy Prism Libre, this one I've had for about 6 months. I got it during the last Sephora sale. I already bought a backup. I have a backup in stock of this powder because I use it so much. You cannot really tell. Like, it's hard to tell in a loose powder how much you have left, but you can see it's down near the bottom. It is definitely. And for a loose powder, look, this is the mini. This is not the full size. And that is why I find it so easy to use, so just simple. You know, I take out the poof, I give it a shake, you know, turn it upside down, turn it right side up, and then I've got enough product in the sifter to set my entire face, if that's what I'd like. I will say, as nice as this is, it doesn't have coverage. That's why I like it. I don't always want coverage. I don't always want total mattification. I just want to set. If I want coverage, I'll go for the Make Beauty. I did just get a new pan of this from the Make Beauty Memorial Day sale. And if I travel this summer, when I travel, I can just pop this old pan out and I don't have to worry about it breaking. This powder does have a fair amount of coverage. It has pigment to it, and it does cover. It has pigmentation to it. So after I have gone through and covered all the spots on my neck, I'll go over it with a little bit of the Make Beauty powder, and it just kind of sets everything down and makes it all look smooth and even. Kosas. I love the Kosas powder. I really do. It's gorgeous. It's a easy powder. I do wish they would rethink this component because I have had to tape mine together. But again, glorious powder. This is a nice powder to kind of bridge the gap between the Make and the Givenchy. So the Givenchy having very little coverage and the Make mattifying and having a little bit of coverage. This is like square in the middle, and it's so soft. It's velvety. I really enjoy it, but I think given the fact that I have taken the Make out of hibernation, so to speak, I'm going to put the Kosas away, and when I need it, I'll be able to pull it out. It's not like I'm sending it off to purgatory. I'm just going to put it away. So those are base products. Let's do cheeks next because I have more bronzers and blushes here than I care to count. Hoi gewalt. Oh my goodness. What a mess. Okay.
Oh no!
Nice even tone. And it feels like you're putting butter on your skin. It's so smooth, but it doesn't completely melt or separate. And it just gives your skin this lovely lit from within glow. Oh, I am enchanted by this blush. So it can stick around. It's one of those that I reach for when I want to do a warmer cheek look. Speaking of something that I have been reaching for nonstop, this is the Glossier Cloud Paint Bronzer in the shade Swept. So this is a little bit warmer. It's the third shade down, but I like a rosier, warmer bronzer, especially given that I have so many bronzers that are fair to light. This has just been absolutely beautiful. It blends out. I love the way they changed the formula to make these bronzers so much more user-friendly than the blushes. The blushes are so hyperpigmented. They're hard to work with. This is not at all hard to work with. It just does the job. The Uoma contour stick. Look, I don't think this is ever not going to be in my daily makeup bin. It is creamy. It is smooth. It has enough warmth to act as a natural color on the skin. It doesn't look too gray. And if I choose to powder on top of it, again, it doesn't pill, it doesn't complain, it doesn't, it's just effortless. And there's so much product in here. I don't know the last time I wound this up. Also, if you are looking for this, it is available through JCPenney Beauty. I don't even think it's available on the Uoma website anymore, but I know that JCPenney has it. I don't know how long. I don't know why, but they do. So I'll find it and I'll link it. Basma. So I mentioned that I've been doing both warm and cool looks. This is one of those balmy blushes that I go in and I do the Patrick Ta method, where I'll pick some of this up on a sponge and I'll just go over whatever I have on my cheek with a little bit of this, and it just brings it back to life. I also really like the packaging. It's beautiful. It's very satisfying to work with. It's got these nice clicks, and it doesn't have a mirror. We love that. We love that. This is my Phytosurgeons bronzer in the lightest shade. This is the Spectral Sunlight bronzer in shade 1 Golden Daybreak. I use this under my eyes. I use this to change the temperature under my eyes. And besides the Victoria Beckham, I really don't have anything that does that. The Victoria Beckham is a powder. This is a cream. I keep them both handy because they serve the same purpose, but sometimes I want a cream, sometimes I want a powder. All right, these last three guys. This is one of the new Sephora contours. I got mine in light medium, so it's again, this is the second shade down. It's a little warmer than the lightest shade, which was almost so gray. But again, it's light. I don't know how many times I can use the phrase lightly pigmented, but it is. It's smooth, it's light, and on a brush, it just picks up very little product, and it's easy to work with. And the packaging isn't complicated. If you are a packaging snob, this might be a problem. I am not. I am a product snob. I like good product. I don't mind lightweight plastic packaging. as long as the product itself works, and this one does. Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Skin Enhancer in light medium. This isn't going anywhere. I'm hoping to finish this year. I have, again, been doing the Patrick Ta method with this over my makeup once it's done. So I finish my makeup, I take a sponge, dibby dab in here, and then I go over my face, and it just brings any powders, anything on my skin that's kind of dull. It just magically reinvigorates my face of makeup. And I love it for that. It's not detectable on the skin. It's just, this is magic. It's magic in a compact, and I adore it for that. This is almost brand new. I've used this a couple times, but I did buy some stuff from Rituel de Fille recently. This is their Rare Light Cream Luminizer in the shade Solar Flare. And this is a highlighter that I will just use and use and use and use because it's my skin tone. It's my skin tone, and I love it. Again, I can put this on with a brush and just get a gorgeous, glowy, not gold. For me, I find that a lot of highlighters just have too much gold in them for my skin tone, and I don't like the way they look. They're too yellow. They do something funky to my skin. This doesn't do that. I can put it on with a brush over powder and nothing complains. This does smell pretty strongly of lavender. So if you are sensitive to fragrance, take that into account if you are looking to purchase one of these. This is the second luminizer that I have from Rituel de Fille, and I just have absolutely no regrets. Powder, bronzers, blushes, and contours. Where are my blushes? Where are my contours? All right. So bronzers, I have 3 powder blushes, and I think these are all gonna stay. So this, this is from Make Beauty. This is Amber Glow. I've been wanting just a single coral powder blush, and this has been the one. It's so pretty. I love the formula of these blushes. That was something when I bought this, I was like, okay, I don't know about the color, but I know that I'm going to love the formula because I have 4 of these. This is number 5. And I have no regrets. They're beautiful. They pop out so I can put them in a magnetic palette if I want to travel. One issue I do have is that Make doesn't label the bottom of these pans. So when I get them, the first thing I do is I write the name of the blush and the brand on the bottom in Sharpie. So if I take this out and I come home and I want to put things back in their compacts, it'll easily find its way home. Another newer one is Behave from NARS. This is another one. There's a little pinhole in the back. It pops out. I love that this is becoming a trend. I love that this is something that makeup brands across the board are starting to put into effect in their packaging. I don't take the cover off the mirrors. I don't really use mirrors in compacts, but yeah, no, I love this blush. It is right in the middle between Flirtatious from Pat McGrath and shade 11 from Armani. Armani is a little bit yellow. Flirtatious is a little bit purple. This is like a dingy, rosy mauve. And it's great. It's great. If I'm looking to finish out a cooler toned or even a warmer toned look and I want to bridge the gap between this and my skin tone, this is the key right here. And then Pat McGrath. I have been using this again lately. I have been loving this again lately. So it's is gonna stick around. I think this is more of a like review of what's in my everyday makeup bin instead of like cleaning it out. There are some things that I'm going to put away that are over here. Okay. Bronzers. The Charlotte Tilbury. This kind of speaks for itself. This is the light contour. This is the mini. I bought this in 2020. I have had this for 4 years. I cannot imagine how long it would take me to hit pan on the full size, which is like $80. So the mini, I wish that the mini was available in all skin tones. I don't know if it is, but it should be, because that's not something that should just be afforded to lighter skin tones. I like the highlight. I do use the highlighter, but I wish I could get the contour in like a pan that's the entire size of this compact, because that is what I would reach for over the highlight any day of the week. But I love this. I love the contour. It's perfect. It's light, it's rosy, but it's still got enough depth to be mistaken for a shadow. Really easy to use. The compact is small, it's lightweight. All right, Victoria Beckham. This bronzer has really surprised me. I love this. I love both sides of it too. I was originally just interested in the lighter side because it helps to, again, just like the phytosurgeons, it helps to just adjust the temperature under my eyes ever so slightly. Also can set my under eyes without them looking dry or crepey, and I really appreciate that. The bronzer is beautiful. It's a little rosy, it's a little cool, but it does work on me. And I can do a basic eye look from these two and then just throw a shimmer on top. It's so beautiful. It's so basic and easy. And that is what I'm looking for these days, is makeup that is easy. It doesn't take a lot of complaining. Again, this pan pops out. I'm not going to do it because I normally, no, I do it with a tweezer or with a cosmetic spatula. But again, it's depottable and you can replace the pan, which is good because this thing is chunky. It's heavy. This is a heavy component, and I like that it's not a disposable component. It's something that I will refill and reuse. Haus Labs. How did I ever think that this was not going to work on me? Because for a while there I did. I thought that this was going to be too orange, it was going to be too warm, and it's not. It's beautifully neutral. The formula is bananas. It's got this like cream texture that picks up really beautifully on a brush. I then push everything in using the mirror, but it's just such a beautiful bronzer, and I'm kind of hooked on it. Eventually, when the weather warms up and I start getting some sun, I will pull out my warmer bronzers, but right now, this has been the one that I have been absolutely in love with. And then there's this guy. This is one of the NYX Buttermelt bronzers in the shade Deserve Butter. I legit bought this by accident. It was in my Amazon cart and I went to buy something and they're like, oh, your bronzer's on the way. I was like, oh shit. But I'd been wanting to try these anyway. I have to give props to NYX that they didn't put in a stupid mirror, but this is like chunky domed packaging. It doesn't have to be this chunky. This could have been really smooth, really sleek. It feels rather juvenile. The bronzer itself is a nice consistency. I do think this shade, I don't know. like drugstore products tend to be, it, you know what? I think I'm just going to declutter this. I think it's just going to go into my declutter box, and I will find somebody who has deeper skin than I do or different undertones, and they can like this because I just don't like it. I just don't. It's hard to work with. And for having as many bronzers as I have, this one just, I don't have a place for this. So she's going to get decluttered. I didn't think I was actually going to do any decluttering. I thought I was just going to be putting things away. Okay, let's talk about the last group, which is all eyes. Let's start with brows because that's going to be the easiest. I have 4 brow products in here and they're all going to stick around. So I have 2 of these Maybelline Express Brow pencils. If you're looking for a good micro tip brow pencil from the drugstore, this one is great. It's nice and stiff. It draws hair-like strokes. I have absolutely no complaints. It's a fabulous drugstore pencil. I will say the shades, like I bought deep brown, and that may have been my mistake. And then I went back and bought taupe, and I've been mixing the two along with the Make Beauty in Cool Taupe. I adore this pencil. It's, if I had to pick one pencil to stay in my life, it would be the Make Beauty. And then I also have a tube here of the Glossier Boy Brow. This has been the first step in my brows. I'll go in with the Glossier and then fill in with the Make and then do brow strokes with the other two. And it's fiddly. It's a lot. But it, you know, I have the brows I have. So these are the products that I've been using to help adjust my brows. All right. Eyeliners. Let's pull out eyeliners because those are, I have 4 different eyeliners here. 3 of these are from the Sephora collection. The one that I've been using the most has been the Soft Rose. This is a gorgeous eyeliner. I will say it transfers a little bit. You have to be aware, and sometimes I do set this with a powder. I love the color though. Against my green eyes, this is stunning. So this can stay. You can stay. You don't have to go rolling back. This shade is Love Affair. Am I right? Yeah. So this, excuse you. You didn't have, why? So Love Affair. Oh my goodness. I don't remember this pencil being this soft. Why are you so soft? Okay, well, we're going to do some evaluating and experimenting and deciding if this is a pencil I want to keep in my life. Because if that's how it's going to behave, I don't know. I've used it once or twice since I bought it, but it's just acting very out of character, especially for these Sephora collection pencils because they do tend to be really trustworthy. And I am disappointed. I'm sad. All right, let's see what shade is this? Stone. This is Stone. I have been wanting to get my hands on a gray liner for a long time. And I would say that this is not gray. This is a light charcoal. It has too much black to actually be gray. It is really beautiful on the lash line. And if you're doing a cool toned or a smoky toned eye look, this is a really good addition. However, I'm not using it all that much at the moment, so I'm going to put this away and I'll pull it out when I want to use it again. Okay, last liner. This is one of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Last. This is in the shade Bronze. I love this liner. It's one of my favorites. It's gonna stick around because I've been using it lately. I've been using it a lot. I have several of these in different colors, and they make me happy to use because they're easy. They blend out nicely if I want to smudge it or if I want a crisper line. Easy peasy. What does it people say? Lemon squeezy. All right. My eyeshadow primer. I'm going to put this away. I haven't really been reaching for it. This is my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. I just haven't been doing a whole lot of looks that need primer. That's going to change in the coming weeks. I have a project coming up, but for now, this is going to get put away. I have two mascaras. I'm good with two. That's an easy number. One of these is the Lancome. What is this? Black Noir Lancome. I don't know. It's a Lancome mascara. It's a mini. It's fine. I like it. And then one of my absolute favorites, Benefit Roller Lash. There is a reason this mascara has been around as long as it has, and I frickin' love it. So this is going to stick around until it is dead, and then I have other mascaras to open. All right, that leaves this nice little collection of eyeshadows, which I really like. So this is the Rowan Mood Forever quad. I adore this quad. I really do. Every time I use it, I am enthralled at how pretty it is. I mean, I just put this shade all over my lid and I'm good to go. It is just the easiest to use. Looks a little bit worn in, it gets a little bit crinkly, but I'm okay with that because the rest of my makeup does that too. Everything just kind of wears naturally. And this doesn't look like I'm too done up, too made up, but it does give me just a little boost of confidence. And that's what I want from my makeup. It's also like really small and lightweight. So when I travel, this comes along. It's great. Make Beauty did something special with this eyeshadow. I don't know why. I don't know what. I've had other eyeshadows that are a basic champagne color like this, but this one, I don't know. You can put it on, you can really build this up and it gets shimmery and glowy and beautiful. It almost looks like it has too much yellow in it, but it doesn't. And then you can just sheer it out and it's the lightest touch of shimmer, the lightest bit of glow, because apparently eyeshadow is on the outs. Eyeshadow is now out of vogue, apparently. I missed that message. But I love this eyeshadow. I can build up my crease, build up my eye look with my blushes, my bronzers, my contours, and then just tap a little bit of this on my lid and mascara, and I'm good. All right, last one. I honestly thought I was buying one of the eye soots. This is one of their their eye gelées. So it's a cream shadow, but it's very similar to one of my powder shadows that I really love. However, I have had a hard time getting this to look smooth and even on my eyes. I've only used it a couple of times, but it just feels like it's a little too thick, a little too chunky. It maybe doesn't spread as well. Maybe I'm using too much and I'm not like building it up enough. I don't know. It just feels a little bit finicky and I have not figured out how to get the most out of this. I haven't figured out how to get this to perform the best for me, which is a little bit frustrating because I like my makeup to just work. I don't want to have to make it work. I don't want to have to be Tim Gunn and make it work. I've been watching a lot of Project Runway. This is in the shade Apis, A-P-I-S. I do like the jar. I like the delivery system. I like that I can get a finger or a brush in here because I know some of their other jars were not so user-friendly. So I'm going to put the things that I'm putting away are not my pencil sharpener. So my Kosas powder, Painterly paint pot, and these 2 Sephora eyeliners. And then we can put everything back in my regular storage. And there she is, folks. Just a little bit lighter, a little bit more organized. And this is not going to stay this way. I am not a seasonal makeup drawer kind of person. I kind of go with the tides, and if there's a blush that I want to use, then I will use it regardless of whether or not it's in here. So this is not permanent, but this was just starting to feel a little bit overwhelming. And even just pulling out the few things that I did, I feel better. I feel calmer. I feel more organized. And I feel like I'm more in tune with the items that I have in here. I hope you all enjoyed this little video. To my current subscribers, thank you for being here. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rachel. I love makeup. I love beauty. I love art. I love color. And those are the kinds of things that we play with here. I hope you are taking care of yourself so you can take care of each other. And I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, friends. Wee-haw! What are we doing, cats? Mr. Loki. Silly Mr. Loki. Mr. Loki Froznoz. Are you doing crime? Yes, Mr. Froznoz does crime.